Okay, so of course, more people are going to join us as we move on, but we're just going to do some sort of introduction, just a little bit of networking. People talk about networking a whole lot. So we're going to test that right here. We're going to introduce ourselves, talk about where we're joining in from, and then we're going to have an amazing time. Okay, so just give me a moment while I pull up my screen. Okay. Okay, yeah. So welcome back, everyone, or rather, welcome everyone to the to another analytics masterclass, like I've mentioned. One thing that I would want from you, for you to have an amazing time, is that I need you to communicate. The reason we're here is for a certain thing. The reason we're here is really to understand. Is it still actually feasible? Is it still great to get into a career as a business analyst or to get into a career as a data analyst? Is that still something that you should look at getting into? That's what we're here to explore. We're here to explore the career opportunities that are in the US, the UK, and also in Canada, and of course in other parts of the world. We're here to actually have an understanding of what it means to be a business analyst or an agile project manager. It's going to be business analyst versus a project manager. That's what we're exploring here. But for you to be able to get each and everything that I've listed, for you to be able to get maximum from the program right now, from the session right now, we need to communicate. Okay, so you need to communicate. We need to communicate. Both of us, each and every one of us, we all have to communicate. And how can we communicate? It's by using the chat box because, of course, we don't want to have a ruckus. So we don't want a situation where you're on mute, I unmute, everyone on mute, and everyone is speaking, and there's a lot of issues, right? So how then are we going to communicate? Is by working with the chat box, by sending your messages. So if you have a question for me, go ahead to ask your question. If you have a feedback, if I ask a question, I also want a feedback. Only that way are we going to be able to get the maximum from the session. Okay, so just to test everything out to ensure that we are all on the same page, I want you to send where you're joining us from, your name and where you're joining us from to the chat box. Okay. The session today is going to be very, very practical. It's going to be very, very practical. And based on the answers that you give, based on the majority of people we have on the call in terms of locality, that is what will determine the area that I'll be focused on. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, if I notice, oh, we have more people from the US in the call, then I'll focus more on the US. If I'm talking about of course, I'm going to still talk about other areas, but I'll focus more on the US, right? If I notice we have more Canadians, so you're located in Canada on the call, or more people from the UK or from Finland, wherever. So I need you guys to, tell me your name and where you're joining us from. Just send that to the chat box, and then we can begin. Okay, very, very important. Just send that to the chat box, and then we can begin. Okay, so I can see Fred. So we have Freda from the UK. Thank you very much, Freda. I need responses. This is the way the session is going to go. I need to get a response from Abiodun. I need to get a response from Emilia. I need to get a response from Genevieve. I need to get a response from every single person from iPhone, even. Okay, I wonder, is that an iPhone 14, iPhone 15? I think a couple of weeks ago or a couple of days ago now, iPhone announced that they were going to release a new iOS, the liquid glass, and all of that. So yeah. So that's by the way. That's by the way. But yeah. So I would still like to hear from iPhone. I can see Tyro from Nigeria. I have Nanis from the United States. Fantastic. What about you? From Naya, okay, from Naya, where are you located? Where are you joining us from? Okay, this is going to very, very much influence the direction of the session today, because like I said, it's going to be very, very practical. It's going to be very, very practical. And whoever the mate, I'm going to focus on one locality. I'll also touch on the others, but I'll be focusing on one locality, and the audience is what will determine where I'm going to be focusing on. Okay, because we're going to explore the different jobs opportunities available for you in your location. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so good to know that we are together. Okay, thank you, Scholastic, for joining us from Kenya. Now, let's get into it. Let's get into the real deal, the business of the day. I'm going to pull up my screen right now. What we are here to actually take a look at, what we are here to explore, is looking at the project manager and looking at a business analyst. What is the difference between both of them? Are there both careers that you should be looking to get into? Are there things about those careers that you should know about? What are the opportunities like in the UK? What are the opportunities like in Kenya? What are the opportunities like in Canada and the US? What are the opportunities like in Poland? That's what we're going to be exploring. Okay, that is what we are going to be exploring. And the session, of course, is divided into two sections, talking about the fact that we'd have a section where we explore the difference between a business analyst and a data analyst. Then we move, a business analyst and an agile project manager, and then we move into how you can get into any of those career paths. And of course, we talk about something very, very special, which of course you would really love. But if this is the first time you're joining a session like this, you're probably wondering, so what is Analytics about? Who is Analytics? Is Analytics a company? Is it a school? Is it somewhere you go to just learn? Okay, someone told me that Analytics is a school. But yeah, so what is Analytics? Analytics is an edtech company, and our focus is ensuring that you achieve your goals. Our focus at Analytics is to ensure that your dreams come true. That might not make sense, but it actually does when we help you. It's just like Santa, the way Santa ensures that the gifts, the dreams, the goals of every kid is brought to life. So maybe a kid says, I want to have a PS5. Okay. And then what happens? Santa brings a PS5. So we are your Santa. So we make things happen for you. Your goals. What do you want to do? You want to be able to transition. You want to be able to move from what you are doing at the moment into something you'd love to do. You want to move into a career that you can see growth. You want to move into tech. You want to transition. You want to earn the Benjamins. You want to be able to live comfortably and not living from check from how is it said? I think from check to check. I think that's the way it's called. So that's not what you want to do. You want to upskill. That's why we are here. So we help to train many people. We've been able to help over 2,850 individuals transition from the classroom to getting their first job in tech. And these are people that had no prior experience when in programs from data analytics to business analysis to data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, data engineering, cybersecurity, agile project management, AI engineering, all of those things. This is what we are here for. And I understand that most of us on the call, I could say 85%, over 90, I dare say 99% of us on the call, that there's something that we are looking to achieve. There's a reason you joined the group. There's a reason you joined the tech community. There's a reason you are currently on this call right now. And that is what we are here to help you achieve. So that's Analytics. Okay, that is what we do. But what about me? Who am I? I'm Aisha Sir, Aisha Sagbonahor, as you can see from the name tag at the bottom left. Okay, and I'm the lead in charge of training and operations at Analytics. So I have a lot of experience ranging from data analytics to business analysis to Power Platform to predictive AI engineering. Also, I've been able to work in different organizations across different countries, from the US to the UK to Singapore to Canada and also Nigeria. And I've also been able to train over 2,500 professionals across 7 continents, okay, which of course is quite amazing. But these are mundane things. These are mundane things about me. There are other things that there are more exciting things about me. And what are those things? I can read minds. Okay, I can read minds. I'm a very good football player. I'm a very good chess player as well. But we'll get into more of those things later on. Okay, well, looking at the first point of contact, the first thing that we need to understand is, what are the opportunities? Are there opportunities for business analysts? Are there opportunities for agile project managers in the UK, in the US, or in Canada? That's the first thing that we need to understand before we go into what are the different skills that you need to be able to move into any of this path. Okay, to be able to move into any of this path. So that's what we are taking a look at. Now, what are the opportunities for you? The opportunities for you, either you're in Canada, you're in the UK, you're in the US. The approach that I took, I did not just want to come in here and start spitting fables. I didn't just want to come in here and tell you things like, okay, yeah, this is what I think. This is what I think. Yes, I understand that I have a lot of experience. Okay, I understand that I do understand what it means to be in this path, but I wanted us to take a look at things from a research perspective so that you are not just going to say, oh, this is what ISIS has said, but that you are going to be able to say that this is what the research actually showed. And what do I mean by that? We're going to practicalize, we are going to explore, and we're going to believe. Because as they say, seeing is believing. I believe. And that is what we are going to do. So the very first thing that we need to take a look at are the opportunities for business analysts and agile project managers in the UK, the US, and Canada. Looking at that, when you take a look at business analysis, you take a look at agile project managers, even data analytics, but of course, we're not focused on data for now. We're just looking at business analysis and agile project managers. Then among the top careers to look at for in 2025, I say 2025. Many of us are of the opinion that we are currently already we are already in the middle of the year, and that the year is over really, because we are already this is the 6 months of the year. But there's still a lot that can be accomplished in the year 2025. And that is the reason why this was phrased and the way it was phrased. That the fact that in 2025, these career paths are also among the top that you should look out for. And the way we went about this, we took a look at some publications. For example, taking a look at the publication that was released by Brain Station after lots and lots of research. And you can check out all of these things. These are not just articles that are available to just ISOSA. No, these are public. As soon as you get access to the slides, as soon as you get access to the materials, you are going to get, once you come over here, you can just click on the link where you see click to read more, and it's going to open up the entire publication for you to go through the entire thing, for you to digest, and for you to what? For you to believe. So what does this say? This shows the article from Brain Station. It shows that business analysts, they're actually among the top most careers. They're actually among the top most sought after, the top most sought after career path in 2025 due to the numerous opportunities available. Then also take a look at the one for the agile project managers. The fact that for every organization, there's always a project. There's always something that needs to be done. There's always something that is being launched at every point in time. So now we have also seen a rise, and we've also seen an increase in what? In the demand for the project managers, and not just any kind of project managers, but rather the agile project managers. I might not be able to open up these publications in full for us to spend more time reading through the entire thing due to the reason that we're just working on limited time. But I implore you, as soon as you get access to this, ensure that you go through the articles so you have a better understanding. Very, very important. Okay, but what else do we have that backs up all of this? And we're still going to practicalize things. Like I said, we're going to go out there, we're going to go on a search engine, and we're going to search for those roles to really see if they're in high demand or not. Stay with me. It's going to be fun. Okay, but what else do we have that backs up this publication? Because if you're in data, just like me, there's an understanding that you should have. If you're in data, just like me, there's an experience that you should get. And what is that? The fact that when you are in data, that when you're working with data, you're trying to carry out some sort of experiments, even if you're in the sciences, you should also have this understanding that when you're carrying out some sort of experiment, you need to ensure that you increase the sample size to be able to ensure that the results you get is closer to the truth than not. And why am I going through all of these parables? Why am I talking about all of these things? The reason for that is after taking a look at these articles, we also did more research to figure out, is there any other body, is there any other organization that has done a similar research that is going to tell us, oh yes, this is something that we also found. And this is the reason why Brain Station is correct. This is the reason why Andy Jordan is correct. This is the reason why every other publication out there is correct. And that is how we came across the World Economic Forum. Now, the World Economic Forum, I'm pretty sure everyone knows the World Economic Forum. It's one of the largest organizations on planet Earth, except maybe you are from Mars. Okay, so maybe you are from Mars, and then, of course, It makes sense that you might not know. Is there anyone from Mars on the call? I don't think so. But then that means you probably have heard of the World Economic Forum. If you've not, you could just take your device right now and just search that out quickly. The World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum contains the top founders, the CEOs of the top organizations, the Fortune 500 companies, people that make the world go round. Okay, figuratively, of course, not literally, but people that determine global economics. So what they do every 2 years, they release what is called the future of jobs. The what? The future of jobs. The report is called the future of jobs. The future of jobs. Future of jobs. This is what the report is called. And this report shows the trend for jobs that will be created and jobs that will be destroyed in the next 5 years. The latest report was released in the year 2025. And of course, we're in the year 2025. And what this report shows, it shows us the roles that are going to be that will increase in demand and those that will decrease in demand. And the roles that will increase in demand are the ones that you can find by the left. My left, at least. It might be your right, or my left, your right, but yeah, towards the side. Okay, those are the roles that would increase in demand, and the ones that we are seeing by the right, those are the ones that would what? Decrease in demand. This is C, not a letter E. So those are the roles that would what? Decrease in demand. Okay, this is making sense now. Now, let's continue our exploration. Looking at the rows by the left, because that's actually what we're interested in, you are going to see that there are a lot of rows. But of course, we are focused on two main things in the session today. And that is business analysis and agile project management. Those are the two main career paths that we are focused on. And what we can see here is that there are so many roles. But over here, you're going to see a role called process automation specialist. Process automation specialist, actually, it's a business analyst role. Because the great thing about moving into tech, the great thing about being a business analyst or an agile project manager is that you are not just limited to working in a job that has that title, business analyst. No. One of the great things that you get as a business analyst is that as long as you have the skills, you can function in other areas. It's just like, or rather, it's not like being a lawyer. And this is not to throw shades to lawyers, okay? I just decided to use law as an example. But if you study law now, what's the places that you can function, that you can use your skill set is limited. So you can either maybe work in criminal law or you can work in corporate law. But at the end of the day, it's still law. When you have maybe you're signing contracts, you're going to court, it's still around the same domain. But when you move into tech, you can work in different domains, you can work in different industries as long as you have the skill. And one of the things that a business analyst actually does is process automation, which we'll get into in due time. But that's for the business analyst. There's still other paths. What about for the agile project manager? For the agile project manager, would also see that there are also roles available. And I'm just going to take off what I've written on the screen. I'm going to take that off quickly. Okay, so we'll also see that there are also lots of opportunities available. Now, let me actually explain what this graph means, because many of us right now, we can see the graph. We see, but we don't understand. Okay, or maybe I could say we are looking, but we are not seeing. Okay, no, that's not correct. When you look, you can look and not see, but you cannot see. All lookers are seers, but not all seers are lookers. I just came up with that on the spot. Of course, CS probably means something else. But I believe I'm correct. You can look without seeing, but you can't see without looking, right? Am I correct or not? I need responses. I need responses. We all agree that we're going to communicate in the session today. So I need responses. You can look, but not see. But you can't see without looking. Sometimes you could be looking. Am I right or am I wrong? I can see one thumbs up, but I need people to respond. Okay, let's do it this way. If I'm right, send a 1 to the chat box. If I'm right, send a 1 to the chat box. Okay, so Nana says one. Fantastic. So that means I'm right. I need responses from more people, really. Okay, I need responses from more people. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I need to know. So I can see Selassie also says one. Okay, I'm correct. So you can look without seeing. Okay. Scholastica agrees. Janet also agrees. Freda, do you agree with me? Okay, I'd also like to hear from you, Evelyn. So Chante also agrees. So you can look without seeing. Great. Okay. I'm glad that we've been able to establish that fact because I just wanted to be sure that I'm that I'm correct. Hence the reason why I asked for your opinions. And thank you for that. So yeah, so what we are actually seeing here in terms of the graph, the bluish section is showing us the rows that will be created, and the purplish or the pinkish, I think it's pink, but it's purple. Yeah. Um, you can decide on what color that is, okay? But the purple part of it, so that's where you see, for example, taking a look at this, okay? You see this area, this purplish uh, bar, right? That shows the rows that will be destroyed, and the bluish shows the rows that will be created. So what we are seeing now, and each and every one of these lines is around, I think, 50 million rows, if I'm not mistaken. So what we are saying is that we are going to have lots and lots and lots of project management roles that are going to be added to the list, and also for a business analyst. But let's test this out, because what we've done right now is research. We've done research, we've gotten the results. Now is the time for us to try to recreate the research that has been done to find things out for ourselves. So we're going to do a quick test. Okay, we're going to do a quick test. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I'm going to pull up my screen. Okay, yeah, so we are going to do a quick test. And what do I mean by a quick test? We are going to go on a job site now, and we're going to check it out. We're going to check it out to really understand. Is it true that there are roles available for business analyst and for business analyst and project managers? Is it actually true? Because at the end of the day, it could all just be fluff. Okay, it could not just be fluff. So now let's take a look. And one of the job sites that we're going to go to, I'm going to focus on I'm going to take a look at those in Canada and those in UK. I think I got more UK and Canada when I asked the question earlier. So we're going to take a look at those two countries. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my browser right now. Pull up my browser. Okay, that was some private email. So I'm just gonna close that tab. So yes, what's it called? I use Microsoft Edge. Okay, so for most of us, we probably use Chrome and Safari. We probably use Chrome and Safari. I use Edge. I tried downloading. I've never been a lover of Mac. So when I tried downloading Chrome, because I use a PC, I've never been a lover of Mac really. So when I tried downloading Chrome on Edge, Edge guilt tripped me to sticking with Edge. They were like, "Oh, don't download Chrome for don't download Chrome for security reasons and all of that." And I don't know if you guys have seen that. So I got to stick with Edge, and I've been using Edge for like how long now? But yeah, so that's just the reason I'm not using Chrome, if you are wondering. But yeah, so I want us to take a look at let's take a look at Workopolis. Okay, so let's take a look at Workopolis, and Workopolis is a Canadian website. So it's a Canadian job search engine, mostly for government jobs. If you're looking for government jobs in Canada, Workopolis is a great site for you to go to. Fantastic site. So I'm going to take a look at that, and it's specifically for those in Canada, really. Okay, specifically for those in Canada. So I'm going to open this up. Just give me a moment. And let's check out business analyst roles. So let's check out business analyst roles. So I come over here and I'm typing, let's say, business analyst. And let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead to search for jobs. Okay, so I'm just search for jobs, and you can see 1,225 roles available in Canada But I'm not just interested. Really want to understand how many jobs, how many roles have been uploaded today. That is what I'm actually interested in. Okay. So how many roles have been uploaded today? So I've moved this to, I'm going to move this to date. And then we can see over here, I have one, this was uploaded an hour ago. This is very, very important because something that I've noticed, I would, so many people reach out to me to send me messages on LinkedIn like, oh, I've been trying to apply. Could you mention me? I'm trying to get a job in Canada. I'm trying to get a job in the US. I'm trying to get a job in the UK. This is what I've been doing. It's not working out. All of those kind of stuff. And after I meet with them, and maybe a meeting or two, up really the first meeting, something that I discover is that many people apply to jobs that are obsolete. And what do I mean by obsolete? For example, you want to apply to a job and you're applying to a job that was uploaded 2 weeks ago. The chance of that job being closed is very, very high. Sometimes HR does forget to close maybe they don't forget, but most times they don't close the job post. They don't close the job post. So what happens is that you see people applying to a job that has actually been filled. So you always want to try to apply to jobs that were just uploaded. What that gives you a more chance of your CV being viewed. It gives you a higher chance of a CV being viewed. Very, very important. So looking at this, you'd see that we have the business analyst. This was uploaded 1 hour ago. Okay, so this was uploaded. I think this was uploaded. Okay, there are different jobs. I thought it was the same. It was the same. No, they're different jobs. You can see different companies. So this is in Toronto and in Ontario. So in here you can insert your province. So in case maybe in a specific province, you can insert that to maybe you're in Alberta, you're in Ontario, Toronto, but wherever you are, you can get that. You can just get it done. So looking at this, you can see we have so many roles. So many roles have been uploaded just today. Just today, 2 hours ago, 1 hour ago, 5 hours ago, 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago. And tell me, how many jobs can you really apply to? When you're applying to jobs, it's usually advised that you try to apply to at least 20 roles. Okay, maybe let's not over push. Okay, let's not push too much. Let's say you're at least advised to apply to at least 10 roles per day. 10 roles per day, because it makes sense. The more roles you apply to, the more chance of you getting a job. And the kind of roles you want to be applying to are roles that are actually the kind of roles that you want to be applying to are roles that they are fresh. Okay, they are fresh in the job board. And when I mean fresh, I'm talking about the timeline. So looking at this, you could decide, okay, I want to be applying to 20 jobs every day. And you have so many jobs you can apply to. Okay, fresh jobs, not jobs that were uploaded 2 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago. Look at this. 9 hours ago, all of this was today. This 16 hours, 17 hours. Now we're going to the end of the day, 15 hours, 16 hours, and all of that. And the page just even ended, but yet I can keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. As a business analyst, you can also function in roles like a data business analyst. That's the reason why you're seeing data application analyst. But we're going to go into that. You would understand why a business analyst can function as a business data analyst. I'm going to explain that in the session today. But this is for the business analyst. Now, let's take a look at the Agile Project Manager. Let's take a look at the Agile Project Manager. So we say Agile Project Manager. So let's take a look at the Agile Project Manager. So I'm going to search, and for roles uploaded today, for the Agile Project Manager, so we can see we have the project manager that's we consider this role project manager from stroke leader senior from Bytecraft Solutions in Toronto. Okay, then we have uh that's we have in Toronto, that's 3 hours. Then we have in Montreal, and that's 4 hours. That's of course for Montreal. Of course, we understand that if you're French speaking, but yeah, so that's for 4 hours. Then over here you can see another in Toronto, and that's 5 hours. Then in Canada, 1 hour. So you can see the different roles that have been uploaded. A lot of roles. Again, this is just to show you the practicality. If there were no roles available, we're going to come in here and we're going to be seeing things like 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, 5 weeks ago. You understand? That's what we are going to be seeing. But that is not the case. These are roles that were uploaded today. And if maybe you even decide, okay, I can at least a role that was uploaded yesterday or 2 days ago should still be fresh somewhat. That means that you're getting more and more and more roles. Now let's take a look at the UK. Okay, let's take a look at the UK. So in the UK, I'm gonna check out let's say read.co.uk. Okay, let's check out read.co.uk. These specifically for those in the UK. So if you're in the UK, read.co.uk is for you. So you can see I'm showing you job sites. It's not only LinkedIn. I'm pretty sure if I asked everyone on the site on the before I did this, if I'd asked you guys, okay, tell me the places you know to apply to. Everyone is going to say LinkedIn, LinkedIn, indeed, LinkedIn, indeed. That's the mistake so many people make when you're applying to jobs. It's not just LinkedIn. Everyone knows LinkedIn. There are so many job sites for you. But anyways, that'll be a discussion for another day. Looking at this now, this for those in the UK. Now let's take a look at the UK. Now for the UK, let's say we are searching for a business analyst. Okay, let's say we're searching for business analyst. Business analyst. I'm going to search. So over here, we can see business analyst in Manchester. We have so many roles, okay, in Reading, in London, in Salford, okay, so many roles. Now, I want us to take a look at the roles that we uploaded just today, because you can see this is 20th of May. So you don't want to be applying to jobs 20th of May. You could if you wanted to, but I would not advise you to. 20th of May is like a week or 2 weeks now. So let's take a look at the roles that we uploaded today. Now, what you'd see here, you can see that in the last 3 days, we've had 410 roles. Today, 32 roles have been uploaded. On average, 32, this is actually quite low. This is low. And I know this is a whole lot. Trust me, this is a whole lot. 32 is a whole lot. But it is low compared to what read.co.uk actually dishes out every week, every day, sorry. In a day, you get nothing less than 100 roles uploaded. For example, let's say business analysis, okay? You get nothing less than 100 roles uploaded on read.co.uk per day for a certain job role like business analysis, which is high in demand. And to prove what I just said, take a look at this filter again. Okay, take a look at this filter. So what's that again? So you'd see that the last 3 days, 410 rows. In 3 days, we had what? 410 rows in 3 days. That means that we're averaging at least 120 rows per day. 120 new rows per day. And now you have people telling you, oh, business analysis is saturated. When the only place you're searching for, when the only place you're checking is what? Is LinkedIn. This showing you that in the past 3 days, 400 new roles have been uploaded on the site. And just today, we had 32 roles. Before the day ends, this is going to increase. 32 is quite low. It's quite low. Usually, this is 100 plus every day. And you can take that proof from, taking a look at the last 3 days. But now, let's look at the roles. So you can see this was uploaded 9 hours ago. And this is for rider wage legal. This is in London. So if you are located in London or around London, fantastic. Looking at 60,000 to 70,000 pounds per annum. Okay, then you have the order that was uploaded 11 hours ago. This is for 5,000 per annum. Then you have the order 7 hours, 10 hours an hour. This was uploaded an hour ago. This shows you, okay, we'll be paying you 250 pounds to 400 pounds per day. Okay, and then over there you see this was uploaded 2 hours ago, and this shows what? 500 to 600 pounds per day. This in Glasgow. And then over here you'd see this for finance business analyst, still a business analyst, just that you're working in the finance industry, but still your business analyst skills. This looking at what? Okay, they didn't put the salary negotiable. Okay, but 2 hours ago. So that's what we see. Now let's take a look at, we are running out of time. There's a whole lot that I wanted us to do, but we don't have all day. So, but still with me, let's take a look at Agile project management. Okay, let's take a look at Agile project management. So you can also do this yourself. This is a job site that's open to everyone. So it's not like I'm the only one that have access, right? So let's take a look at Agile project manager. Okay, Agile project manager, and let's check this out. So today, 36 days, but the last 3 days, there have been 205 rows uploaded. 205 rows uploaded in the last 3 days. Again, this averages 100 rows per day. 100 rows per day is what this site averages. Today, 36, maybe the job site was a bit down, usually you get 100 plus. Sometimes you even get 200 roles in a day. In a day. Note, I'm not focusing on the all time, like all time. I'm just talking about the jobs that we uploaded just today. Just today. Now, looking at this, you'd see you have what? You have IT project manager, and of course, IT project manager is your project manager, right? Your agile project manager. So you can see this was uploaded 9 hours ago, competitive salary. You have the payroll manager, the project manager, you have the IT project manager, you have the project manager, and software project manager. Okay, there's a business analyst here because sometimes a project manager can work as a business analyst and vice versa. Then you have your IT project manager, your senior digital product manager. So this is talking about a product manager, but a product manager, you're also going to learn about product management in the Agile program, how you can come up with your PROD, which is a product requirement document, and all of those things. You see, so there are so many roles, and you can see all of these were uploaded today. So I'm not showing you roles that were uploaded 5 years ago. No, they were uploaded just today, not like today. That we don't have time. I would have also gone to shown for the US. But if you're in the US, a job site that we could take a look at, maybe there's still a couple. We could take a look at built-in or maybe jobright.ai. Jobright.ai is actually focused on those in the US alone. If you're in the US, maybe you want to be looking at jobright.ai. But again, this is just I'm just giving you guys tips and tricks. Okay, tips and tricks. Tips and tricks. You get a whole lot more when you join Analytics. You get a whole lot more. But I'm just giving you tips and tricks. At least for those of you on the call now, you know different job sites that you can go to, and not just what's it called? And not just LinkedIn, right? And if you're also searching for sponsorship, for example, you're in the UK, you're looking to get sponsorship, there are also job sites that only offer sponsored roles. Now, what does this mean? This means that you are actually not going to a job site that you maybe apply to the job and you're like, during the interview, I'm going to tell them I need sponsorship, and hopefully they'll grant me sponsorship. No, from the get-go, the company is telling you that I'm going to offer you sponsorship. There's a job site that is dedicated, but we'll do that some other time. Okay, just stay with me. So now we've been able to see that there are actually roles in project management. There are actually roles available in business analyst, in business analysis. Now we have to understand who is a business analyst. But before we go into that, before we move on, I would want us to confirm that we are still together. So if you know that you're still with me, there's something I need you to do right now. Very, very simple, okay, but necessary. And what is that? I need you to send ice cream to the chat box. If you're with me, send ice cream to the chat box. I can see some questions. Okay, can someone from Nigeria get these jobs? I believe Helen is asking, okay, working in Nigeria, can I get a remote job in Nigeria? Yes, you can. There's a way you go around it, and of course, we'll guide you on all of that. Don't worry, we guide you on all of that. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. We have people that have been able to accomplish this. And of course, I don't know if we'll take a look at our testimonials if we have the time. Okay, but yeah, so ice cream, fantastic. So I can see ice cream from Chantel, ice cream from Freda, ice cream from Ayo, from Samsung, ice cream. Yeah, ice cream, fantastic. Good to know that we are together. So that being said, now let's explore quickly in the next 15 minutes. Okay, let's explore quickly so we can get into some more practical. But just stay with me quickly. Who is a business analyst? What does it mean to be a business analyst? Because we've understood that there's actually roles available in business analysis, that if you're looking to get into business analysis, that is actually a worthwhile career path. But you have to understand, what does a business analyst even do before you actually get into that path? You have to understand, what does it mean to be a business analyst? Because you cannot claim that you want to do something if you don't even know what that thing is about. You cannot claim that you want to be something if you don't even know what it means to be that thing. And that is the reason why we need to explore who is a business analyst. It's straightforward, it's easy, it's simple. ESS. Easy, simple, and sweet. What does it mean to be a business analyst? A business analyst is that middleman between a technical stakeholder and a non-technical stakeholder. A business analyst is that person that ensures, or rather, scratch that, let's rephrase. A business analyst is that professional that ensures that an organization achieve the goals that it's supposed to achieve. A business analyst is that professional that analyzes the company's processes to ensure that the company actually achieves its goals. A business analyst is that professional that analyzes the company's processes to find ways that it can optimize the processes to increase the efficiency and the productivity of that organization. A business analyst is a professional that ensures that whatever project the company is working on, that whatever product the company is working on, ticks all of the boxes in terms of acceptance criteria. A business analyst, and I'm going to give you a practical example. I know right now I'm just giving so many definitions, and maybe it's still going over your head, like, oh, really? But I still don't understand the word business analyst is. So let's look at an example. Let's assume that you have a company. Maybe you do have a company, or you have your business, something. You have something. And in your business, or in your company, let's say you sell handbags. Okay, looking at the example on the screen. You sell handbags, and your business has been doing amazingly well. Like right now, you're a superstar, and you deliver the way you run your business. You run delivery. That means that you can have clients, you can have customers that will call and say, "Oh, I need this item, I need this bag delivered." And then what do? You get it delivered to them at what that's wherever in terms of the location. You get it delivered to them. At the moment, the way you get that done is that the way you get it done, the way the point of the process, what the process is like in terms of the point of the customer requesting and the goods actually getting to them. That is what we call the current state. That's what we call the current state. Now I would rephrase. Okay, I would rephrase. The current state is this is where we are at the moment in terms of our process. Like this is what we are doing at the moment. What is the process like in terms of the customer making an order and that order getting to the customer? What do we have to do from step A to step Z or step Z if you speak French or if you're in France? But moving on. The first thing that we do is that the customer orders by calling. So the current state is that the customer orders by calling. And then after the customer orders by calling, then you have to have a staff that manually writes down the order because the staff picks up the call and it's like, okay, so what do you need? What do you want? Those kind of stuff. What do you need? What do you want? All of that. And then the customer then scans through a notebook, or rather, the staff scans through a notebook to see if the item is actually available. So the customer calls, hello, please, I need this bag. I need that Louis Vuitton, I believe it's called. I need Chanel. I need my Dolce and Gabbana. Okay, you guys should tell me, the ladies in the house, what the different bags. Okay, I believe Chanel is the one that is. I bought so many Chanels but anyways, let's not talk about that. I believe I pronounced it correctly. Chanel. It's Chanel. So you deal in luxury bags. So the staff now has to manually write down that order. The staff has to manually write in that order. That okay, so this customer called inside, they need this bag. Fantastic. And manually writes down the order. After writing it down, they have to check. Does that particular order, does it really exist? Does it exist? Is the item available? Do we have it in stock? Is it in the warehouse? Can we get this? And then what do we do? The next thing is that the staff then prints out the order detail if the item is available. Okay, the item is available, prints out the order details, and then goes to what? Goes to the store to check if the item is available. Now you might be wondering, but there are two available. What does that mean? Is the item not available? Yeah. Okay. This particular one is that staff checking. Do we actually sell this kind of bag that the customer is asking for? Then if we actually do sell, they go over to the store or the warehouse to check if that bag is still available. And then after that, they pick the item if it's available. Then they go ahead to prepare the shipping labels. And what are the shipping labels? The name of the customer, the address, where the item is to be delivered, all of those things that you're going to need to give to a courier. So then you call the courier to pick up the item, and then the courier picks up the item and goes ahead to drop it off to the customer. This can take 3 days because this process is very, very manual. That means that if a customer goes ahead to make an order today, the likelihood of the time frame, the timeline for them, the average timeline that for them to get that particular order is 3 days. And in this day and age, everyone is about instant deliveries. You hear people talking about, oh, same day delivery, same day delivery. That means that if there are companies that are doing same day delivery and you're doing 3 days delivery, you're going to run out of customers eventually. Because at the end of the day, why should I buy from you and it takes 3 days for the item to get delivered when I can buy from someone else and it would get delivered in just a day? The, I believe that you would do the same, right? You're not going to buy from yourself. So that is where a business analyst then comes in. A business analyst comes in to then take a look at this and to figure out a way to optimize this current process to make it better. And that's where we now look at the optimize or future states. So the business analyst then drafts out, okay, instead of having everything done manually, why don't we have an order management system? Why don't we have customers ordering online? And then we have a management system that would receive the order. And then that management system would automatically update the inventory. That way, we always know if an item is available or not. Because the inventory is not being updated. So we can easily tell, oh, we have 2 items left. We have an item left. We have 5 items left. And then that old system would also generate the order details. Then we go ahead to generate the shipping labels. Then we go ahead. All of this are being done at the same time in tandem. Okay, they are all being done parallel. That means you are not waiting for one task to be completed before you move into the next. You are doing each and every one of those things at the same time, running all of those flows at the same time. Then the system goes ahead to send the staff to pick up the item, then also auto schedules the pickup with couriers. Okay, what all of this is going on, and then we have the courier comes in. The courier comes in to pick up the item and gets it delivered to the customer. And this would get done in 5 hours. This is an example of what a business analyst does. Just one example. But all of these, it's not just, oh, I'm just going to think about it. There are other things that would need to go into this before you come up with the optimized future state. Things like speaking with stakeholders, things like mapping out your processes. It's not just you go to bed and you wake up and say, oh, let's do this. No, business analysis is still very much technical. But we're not going to be able to go into that. I'm just showing you the example of what a business analyst does. So right now, what you should be thinking about, how then does the business analyst come up with this particular future state? That's what a business analyst is. But moving on, taking a look at, just give me a moment. Yeah, so moving on, taking a look at the project manager. Who is an agile project manager? An agile project manager is a servant leader. An agile project manager is, let's break that down. Before I go ahead, let's break down what servant leader actually means. What's servant leader? I'm pretty sure so many people talk about that. Oh, an agile project manager is a servant leader, a servant leader. But what does it mean to be a servant leader? Now, a servant leader does not mean a president. Say, oh, the president is supposed to serve the country and is in this case is talking about the agile project manager being the team lead in charge of the project, but not the team lead in charge of the people. The agile project manager is there to ensure that whatever the organization needs to do, that project that the company is working on gets delivered. Because the agile project manager works with a framework called the agile framework. And what does the agile framework say? The Agile framework says that you can do things in iterations. You can do things at the same time, that you can be flexible, you can be adaptable. That is what Agile says. And that is the reason why in an Agile team, you usually have different parts that are working together and that are working at the same time. So you need someone that is there to ensure that all of those parts that are working are smooth, that the parts are frequently oiled, that you have that vehicle moving, and that vehicle is going to get to its destination. And in this case, the destination being the product that will be delivered. So the Agile project manager is leading the project. but not the people. Because when you think about the team lead, oh, who is the team lead? The team lead is the boss. The team lead is the manager. The team lead is the person that says, okay, this is what we need to do. You know, jump, you jump, fly, you fly. But that's I'm kidding anyways. Yeah. Okay. But we understand, right? But the agile project manager is a team lead, but not for, it's not leading the people, but leading the project. Determines, oh, this is where the project needs to go. So it's there to also serve the people. That's why it's called the servant leader. That is the reason why it's called the servant leader. So the project manager is now using that agile framework, like I said. And under the agile framework, you have under the agile methodology, you have different frameworks, like the Scrum framework, you have the Kanban, you have the Lean. Knowing all of this is what makes you an agile project manager. And many organizations now, they are tilting towards agile project management, leaving the traditional project management. The traditional project management being the waterfall. Waterfall is very, very much rigid. Hence the reason why many organizations are now moving from waterfall to agile. But let's take a look at an example to drive home the point. Let's take a look at an example to what? To drive home the point. So what is the example? What does the agile project manager do? Let's say that you want to build an app. Everyone loves building apps nowadays. There's app, oh, I have an app. I have an app. It's not bad to have an app. You can have an app, okay? But yeah, so let's say you want to build an app like WhatsApp. And the reason you want to build your app is to enhance your customer engagement. You want people to be able to make orders using your app or to reach out. Maybe they're having issues, a one-stop shop for everything. So you can boost sales. There are two ways that you can go about delivering on your app idea. You can either use the traditional project management, which is the waterfall, or you can use the adaptive project management, which is the agile, and this is the iterative approach. Looking at the traditional project management, how do you go about this? You first have to what? You first have to gather requirements. Okay, you first have to gather requirements, and you have to do this one at a time. So you first of all gather requirements. So you spend all of the time gathering all of the requirements you need. Then, after gathering requirements, you then have to design, and the design has to be complete. Follow me. You first have to gather requirements. You have to gather every requirement. If you are not done gathering requirements, there's not going to be any design. The designer is not going to start designing. And it's only after the designer is done with designing all of the different pages or all of the different screens of the application before you start implementing. That is before a developer will start working on that application. So A has to be completed before we move on to B, and B has to be completed before we move on to C. Then after we are done implementing, after we are done building the application, then we have to test. Then after testing, before we deploy. This is the traditional project management. And what this means is that it can take you, let's say, 7 months to get your app delivered. But what does Agile say? Agile says that instead of you just waiting to gather all requirements before you're done, why don't you break things down into different sprints? What is a sprint? A sprint is a chunk of different a sprint is a chunk of a larger project. So instead of waiting to gather all our requirements, let's first of all have our first sprint. And our first sprint, it could be, okay, this sprint is to work on the login page. That's just what we want to work on, login page. So we go ahead to gather requirements. Okay, we go ahead to what? To gather requirements. And while we are gathering requirements, and the requirements we're going to gather, it's just for the login page. Because we want to do things quickly. So we're not waiting to speak to all of the stakeholders that are going to be involved in the project. No, we're just going to gather the requirements we need for this particular sprint. So we gather the requirements, and of course, it's an agile team. And in your agile team, you have so many people. You have the business analyst there. So the business analyst is going to be in the agile team. You have the technical writers. You have the product owners. It's a lot. We'll get into that some other time. But yeah, you gather your requirements. So remember, you're gathering requirements for just a section of the project. So it's quick, it's easy. So you gather your requirements, and then after you're done gathering your requirements, then the designer starts designing the login page based on the requirement that you've gathered in terms of that, of course, it becomes the acceptance criteria. So the designer starts designing that login page. And while the login page has been designed, the developer starts working on the login page as well. Remember, the entire thing has not been done. We've not gathered all requirements. We've not also designed A to Z. We've not designed the entire application. We just designed the login page for now. Then the developer would start working on the login page. Then after we are done with that, we're done with the login page. So this sprint could take maybe a week. Usually just a sprint is around the week, okay? 1 week sprint. So this sprint takes a week. So you have that week. So what to work on this? And in 1 week, you have your login page because you're just doing it. Okay, let's get a requirement for login page, do this. So we're not waiting forever. We're not waiting to do one before we move to the other. So once we are done with that, after we're done with that particular sprint, right? After we're done with that particular sprint, then we do what? We test. We can have a sprint review where we show our stakeholders this is what we've worked on. We can also release it to users, people to test the login page to ensure that it's working. And then once we get feedback, oh, this is something that needs to be done, or this is good to go, or please change this, all of that. We can then also add that to our second sprint. Our second sprint could now be, oh, now let's build the home page. So while you are on that sprint planning, oh, now we're going to build the home page, we're going to gather requirements from the home page, we're going to design the home page. Now, no longer the login page, right? The home page, we're going to do all of these things. While we are doing that, then we are also working on the issues from the login page that we built, that we got because we already tested. This is testing. Testing is supposed to be like in part D, right? We're bringing it over to part A in that first sprint. So we are testing. So while the business analyst is going ahead to gather requirements, we are also fixing up the issues with the login details screen. So that's the way we do. We just do it chunk by chunk, chunk by chunk, chunk by chunk. That's why you have this continuous development. You're developing, you're testing, you're developing, you're testing, you're building frequent releases. You're not waiting to build the entire thing. You work on the login page, you release. People are testing. What people are testing, you're working on the other page. So once feedback comes in, you can easily integrate that into your next sprint while you are also working on the application, you're building more projects. It's due to the Agile framework that you have different versions of application. Look at WhatsApp now. You have version 1, version 1.2, version 1.2, version 4.5. The way your WhatsApp looks now, that's not the way it looks last year. That's not the way it looked 2 years ago. That's because of the Agile approach. WhatsApp is still not a completed application. Even as we speak, you still have a product team that is working on that application, finding new ways to improve upon it. When WhatsApp was released, there was no such thing as status. But today we have the status. Today you can make calls on WhatsApp. All of those things are features that are being added. The waterfall approach would say, oh, you have to release you have to build the entire application before you release. And that could mean that it could take you a year before you end up releasing that application, or maybe 7 years, since we're taking a look at WhatsApp, maybe 10 years even. That is agile. It is iterative. It is adaptive. It is flexible. Doing all of this, you can get a working application in 1 month. You can get a working application in 1 month. It's what we now call an MVP, MVP. What's MVP? Minimum viable product. That means that this is a product that, oh, it might not be the best yet, but at least it's working. So while we've already launched this product, people are using it, at least it's working. We are also at the back and we're still working on that same application. Many of the applications you have on your phone right now, very soon they're going to see, oh, you need to update. That's because while you're working on it, there's also a team that is trying to add more features to that application. That is agile. So looking at all of this, what are the skills that you need to be a business analyst? What are the skills that you need to be an agile project manager? There are lots, and we're going to look at that. But first and first, as a business analyst, I talked about this earlier. There's so many places, there's so many parts that you can get into. There's so many careers that you can work in. There's so many roles you can function in. As a business analyst, a business data analyst, a process analyst, there are lots, but I don't want to spend time on this. We're already running out of time. Just stay with me. We'll close soon, as they say, okay? We're going to close soon. Just stay with me, okay? But once you get into the slides, you can check out all of these things to know the opportunities available to you. But what about the business analyst? What are the skills that you need? What are the tools that you need to be able to function? Okay, in this part, the things that you need to know things like your Excel, your Power BI. You need to know things like your Excel, your Power BI, your SQL for your data analytics. Because something that we've understood is that many recruiters want business analysts that have a flavor of data analytics. So they want business analysts that have a what? A flavor of data analytics. So you don't have to be a data analyst, but I want you to be able to do some data analytics stuff. That's the reason why earlier when we were on Readers Code UK, you saw some business data roles under business analysis. You have to know how to work with your process map, your project initiation planning, your agile scope for projects, your SDLC, requirement fundamentals, elicitation, all of those things. And how do you learn? You have your classes on Saturdays. Your classes on Saturdays. For those in the UK, you're in the US. For those in the UK and Europe, you're in Africa. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UTC or 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And then if you're in Canada, you're in Canada, you're in the US, North America, you have classes from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time, which is relates to 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. For the Agile project manager, what do you need to know? You need to understand what the Agile framework means. The Scrum framework, what the Agile methodology means, the Scrum framework, the Kanban framework, the Lean framework. You need to understand what it means to be what's the different Scrum events, your Scrum events, your sprint planning, your sprint retrospective, your sprint review. Those are the things that you have to understand. You need to know how to work with tools like your Confluence, your Jira, your Trello, how to come up with your Gantt charts, how to build process maps. All of those things are what you have to know. The timeline similar as the business analyst, where you have classes on Saturdays and on Sundays you have what's called the watch me do it videos, because you have classes every other Saturday. So you don't have classes every Saturday, but rather you use a hybrid approach where you have classes and you have watch me do it videos. So your classes, so you watch the videos and then you have a class that's going to build on what you've learned in the videos. That's meant to ensure that it doesn't matter the kind of learning style that you need, that you prefer, that you are being catered for. Okay? So, and one other great thing is that as long as you're a part of the program, either you are a participant or an alumnus with Analytics, that you have the opportunity of including Analytics and Amdari on your CV. Because the program is for 8 months. So you have an 8-month program. You learn for 6 months and you have 2 months of internship. Your internship is going to be with what? Amdari. You will be interning with what? Amdari. And so you have the opportunity of also adding Amdari to your CV. So you can get a reference from either Analytics or from Amdari as you need. And I don't think it gets better than that. But are there people that have been able to succeed when you're currently looking to succeed? Yes, there are. Yes, there are. There are lots of people that have been able to make that switch. There are lots of people that have been able to do what you are looking to do. We've been able to help over 2,850 individuals, like I said, transition into tech. And one of them was Hope. Hope joined that project management program. That's an agile project management program. And she was able to get a job in Canada. Before she joined us, she had the certification, she did all of that, but she couldn't get a job because at the end of the day, it's all about skills above certification. Skills above certification. That is what we preach. That is what we know. That is what works. Can you actually do the job? So Hope joined us and she was able to get a job even before she completed the program. She currently works as a project analyst with Viesman in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And this is just Hope. You can listen to Hope. You can click on this link to listen to her. We also have a lot of people. We have Abigail. Abigail that was previously a care worker. But Abigail was able to transition and got a job as a business analyst with the government of Alberta in Canada. She currently works as a business analyst after having transitioned from being a care worker. That is the situation that many of us find ourselves right now, that we are looking to make that switch. There are people that have been able to do that, and you can do that as well. Then we have Lois. Lois that got a job as a project manager after completing our business analysis program. I mentioned business analysis and agile project management. There are some similarities. She got the job in the UK, currently works as a project manager in the UK. To Ngozi, that will help get a job as a business analyst after with a background in HR and customer service. That was a background. She didn't have previous background in HR, but we were able to help her transition, and she got a job as a business analyst in the UK, and she currently works remotely from Huddersfield. That is what many of us are looking out for. You want to be able to work remotely. You no longer want to dread Mondays. People have been able to achieve that. And what does that mean? You can too. To Radmax, that will also help transition, got a full sponsorship role with the NHS in the UK, working as a business architect after completing the business analysis training program with us. We can help you too. But what would actually help you get that job? What would make you become like Ngozi? What will make you become like Hope? What will help you achieve your goals? Is by understanding what works. For you to get a job, you need to complete the job equation. And what's the job equation? T plus E will get you the job. You need the technical skills and your employability skills. Not just the technical skills that will get you the job. You also need to have a great CV. And that's the reason why at Fit Analytics, we give you that other 50% from helping you to review and revamp your CV. We review your CV, we help you work on it, and it would also teach you how you can work on your CV yourself, just in case you're looking to apply to other jobs, so you can know how to tailor your CV to every job description. To LinkedIn optimization, having a great LinkedIn profile, very, very important. If you're looking to succeed if you're looking to succeed if you're looking to get a job, you need to have a great LinkedIn profile. Now you are always advised to also add your LinkedIn link to your CV, because many recruiters are going to go on your LinkedIn to see, is this person really who they say they are? Does this person really have the skills that they claim they do to navigate the job market? When you get to join sessions with professionals, with recruiters that are currently your client, you're in the US, and you get to join a session where you speak with people, when you speak with a recruiter from the US. The recruiter tells you, okay, this is how you can get a job. These are people that you actually apply to. These are people that you send your CVs. And they join a session, tell you, these are the things I look out for in the CV, not just the red flags, but the green flags that would ensure that you actually land an interview. Many people don't know this. They think that a recruiter has all day to take a look at your CV, that a recruiter spends 5 minutes reading through your entire CV. That's false. A recruiter spends an average of 2 to 6 seconds per CV, 2 to 6 seconds on the CV. That means that there are certain things they are looking out for that will determine, are we speaking to you or not? The CV is just a way for them to know if you're interested, to have an interview. The interview is what would actually determine if you get the job or not. So scaling through an interview stage to scaling through a CV process to get an interview should not be something difficult, because there are things they are looking out for. They've not seen you. They don't know how you speak. So it's not about that, oh, they didn't like my face, or there was something I said. No, it's just a piece of paper. There's a way that paper, or in this case, digital paper, okay, a PDF. There's a way that PDF needs to be structured that will determine if you get an interview or not. And when you get that interview, we don't end there. You can go ahead to schedule an interview prep session where you get to speak with a professional that will guide you through everything you need to do to get a job. From how you can answer questions about yourself, to how you can answer questions about your experience, to how you can scale through technical interview questions, having that one-on-one conversation with that professional. Because our interest is that you actually land that role. You've gotten the job. The recruiter needs you to provide some sort of evidence, some sort of fact that, oh, you've actually worked with someone that can tell me that, yes, this individual is a great individual that will be a fantastic addition to my organization. You can always reach out to us. We will provide you with a reference letter whenever the need arises. And also, you get what? You get to have on-the-job support. You've gotten that job. You need help. You've gotten that job. You need to reach out to us to tell us, okay, please, you've gotten that job. You've been given a task that is not so clear. So you can reach out to us even when you're done with the program to ask for help. And we'll guide you through what you need to do so that you can go back to work, and so you can wow their minds. Like, oh yeah, this was fantastic. This person is amazing. All of this kind of stuff. To have the weekly mentorship session. Be mentored week in, week out by industry leaders, people that have been able to achieve what you're looking to achieve. Because what mentorship will do for you is that it will help you achieve your success times 2 in a faster way. Mentorship would help you achieve it would guide you on things that you need to do that will position you for success, and also things that you shouldn't do that will slow down your success. Because you are going to be listening to people that have also done everything and that were finally able to achieve it, and they will tell you what they did, what worked, and also a product optimization. You want to succeed as a freelancer. Maybe that's an area you're looking at. The Upwork optimization session will ensure that you are shown how you can have a great proposal, how you can have a great profile, how you can succeed as a freelancer. And Upwork is a great platform. It doesn't matter where you are. You're in Nigeria, you want to earn in dollars, you can work on Upwork. You're in Cameroon, you want to earn in dollars, you can work on Upwork. You're in the US and you want to earn some more money, you can work on Upwork. But Upwork is a bit technical because there's a currency system where you need to pay to apply to jobs. So it's not just like a job board. You need to pay. So you use what's called a connect, and you have to buy connects. Last time I checked, I think 10 connects cost about $1.50. So you have to pay to buy connects to apply to jobs. And the fact you're applying does not mean you're going to get it. So you have to understand how to navigate through all of that, how to ensure that you're using connects the right way, how to ensure that clients are reading your proposals and that they are reaching out to you, scheduling an interview, and that you're actually getting those gigs. That is what we are about. And this squad begins on the 5th of July. And you should be a part of that cohort. All you need to do is to go ahead to register, either for the business analysis program, any of the programs, business analysis, agile project management, just go ahead to register. The amount, the payment amount is $900. $900 is what you get to pay. But at the moment, we are currently running a discount only for the first 20 people to register. And that means that you get to pay $750 instead. To make payments, all you need to do, you click on the link that will be shared to the chat box by my colleague, and I'm going to show you what the payment platform looks like. Okay, I'm going to bring that up. So once you want to make payments, you click on that link. The link will be shared very soon. It'll be sent to the chat box. So once you click on that link, it's going to open up the Analytics Enrollment Center. Now in here, you can apply to any and every program of your choice. So you can chat with Analytics. Maybe you're having issues making payments. You can click on this, reach out to us, and we'll help you sort all of that out. If you're interested in any one of our other programs, you can click on get access to all program brochures so you can get access, so you can read up on other programs. That's what you're going to be getting from point A to point Z. And then over here, you can join our next cohort. So once you come over to this point, you can decide, oh, the program you want to register for. Let's say you want to register for the Agile Project Management and Scrum program. So I'm just going to send this link over to the chat box now. There seems to be some delay in sending that link. So just give me a moment. Okay, so you can click on that link and it's going to bring you over to the site. And then what you do is that over here, you see that you have the Agile Project Management or you have the Business Analysis Program. Any of them you want to go for. Let's say you want to go for the Agile Project Management Program. So you click on register for APM. So you just click on that. Just wait for this to load up. So over here, you can also break your payment down into 5 installments. So you can pay $150 every month for 5 months if you're not looking to make a single payment. One thing that I would like to tell you, so you can see we have 19 seats available. So 20 seats, 20 seats, that's for the discount. So we have 19 available. So you want to see how you can take advantage of this as quickly as possible. Now, if you go ahead to make payments, let's say you decide, okay, you know what? I want to make a single payment. I don't want to break this down into several installments. Then what do you do? I don't want to break this down. Let's say you decide, okay, I don't want to break this down into multiple installments. Then what do? You come over here and you're going to see you have the first time payment. You'd see it's $700. I'm going to break this all down to you so you have a better understanding. Okay, stay with me. Now, over here, the amount of the program, okay, it's now, sorry, not this, $900. This is the full amount. Now, if you qualify for the discount, you get to pay $750 instead. You qualify for the discount, you get to pay $750 instead. Okay, and then if you then say, oh yeah, I want to make a one-time payment, or I want to break this down into two monthly and two installments, okay, if that's what you'd say, then what you get, you're going to get an extra $50 taken off. You're going to get an extra $50 taken off, and so you get to pay $700 instead. Now, this is only if you want to pay singly or at least twice. But if you want to break it down into 5 installments, then and you qualify for the discounts, then you get to pay $750 instead. Okay, so you can select any of them and then you go ahead to click on secure your seat. After clicking on secure your seat, it's going to bring up a prompt asking you for your details, and then you can go ahead to decide how you want to make payment. If you want to make payment using your card, or you want to make payment using a transfer, and then once you make payment, a receipt will be sent to you via email. And on that receipt, you're also going to get a link telling you to click on that link to complete your registration. So by clicking on that link, what then would happen is that it's going to take you over to a form that you upload your receipts. You fill that form, then you'll get a confirmation email from us confirming your payment and also your program kit. So your program kit will be sent to you when it's getting closer to the start of the program. The program kit will contain, that's your welcome kit, will contain everything that you need from the links to join the platforms, how you can get registered on the Analytics LMS, all of that for you to get started. If you don't want to click on the link that will be sent to you via email, you can also decide to come over to the enrollment center. On the enrollment center, you'd see you have upload your receipt here. Upload your receipt here. So you can go ahead to click on upload your receipt here. And this would also take you over to the same form that the link on your email will take you to for you to complete your registration. So please ensure you go over this quickly. Jump on this right now. The cohort is going to begin at the start of July. That is going to begin July 5th to be exact. So you want to see how you can take advantage of this right now, because trust me, it is amazing. If you decide you want to go for business analysis, fantastic. I believe that we've been able to break all of that down, that you now have some sort of understanding. If we want to go for the agile project management, that's also great. That's also amazing. I believe you also have an understanding now. Thank you for joining me today. I know I had an amazing time. I hope you did as well. And if you know you're still with me and that you enjoyed the session today, just send ice cream to the chat box, okay? If you know you're still with me and that you enjoyed yourself, you had fun, and that you learned a lot, please send ice cream. Thank you very much, Selassie. Thank you. I think there's a time I give a bow, so thank you. Thank you. Or maybe you throw flowers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so good to know that we actually learned a lot, that we had an amazing time. Please, I might not be able to take questions now because we are already running out of time. But if you have questions, you can go ahead to book a one-on-one session. So you can just go ahead to click on the link. You're going to get a link that will be sent to the community. The link says, how can we help you get a job? So you can click on that link, find a time that you're free, schedule a session, and there are professionals available and might also be on that call as well to answer any and every question that you might have. But till then, please ensure you go ahead to register quickly, because there's something that we always tell kids, and I'm going to be telling you as well. And what's that? Quick, quick says the clock. Whatever you have to do, ensure you do quick. Go ahead and make payment now. And I'll see you in class. Cheers, everyone.